guys, so today I'm gonna be looking at gut feelings that turned out to be true. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. I heard a strange noise when I woke up. I looked outside my bedroom window to see if anything there made that noise and saw my oldest cat sitting on the windowsill outside of the other bedroom. She was staring into the room as if there was something in there that she did not like at all but could not look away. At that moment, I knew there was something or someone in the other room. Then I heard the noise again. It was like a soft squeaking, like someone shifting his weight from one foot to another on a wooden floor. I don't have wooden floors. Wait, that's even creepier. Hold on a second. They heard that noise that sounds like it's from a wooden floor, but then they're like, I don't have wooden floors. Okay. I told myself there could not be an intruder in that room. It makes no sense that someone could get in there without waking me up, and I gathered my courage and went to check it out. I don't understand how people do that, honestly. If that was me, I would just get my pet inside my room and lock my door and call someone for help or something. I don't know. But I wouldn't check it out. Honestly though, it's so hard to say because I don't know what I would do unless I'm in that situation in that moment. Because right now I'm just in a calm environment and I'm thinking logically, but I feel like if I'm scared, I wouldn't be thinking logically. Okay, they went to check it out. Alright. When I got to the doorway, I saw two of my other cats in the hallway staring into the room, very agitated. I peeked around the corner and heard the squeaky noise again. It was one of my neighbor's cats. Very afraid and being trapped on the desk by my cats. Oh, it was the cat. I thought it was gonna be like, I saw someone in there, but nah, it's just a cat. Well, thank gosh it's just a cat though. At least I guess they were able to let the cat get away from their cats, because I'm assuming the cat was just too scared to move and it couldn't get out of the room because there were like 3 other cats just staring at it. Oh, wow, that was intense. It was like when I was in university, I was walking home from the bars with my roommate at the time. It was about 2:30 a.m. and we were looking forward to getting home and ordering some pizza when we came across 2 guys and a very drunk girl. Initially, we didn't think anything about it because it was a pretty common sight on a Friday. But as we walked behind them for a few minutes, we noticed how out of it she was. One of the guys was essentially carrying her and her clutch was loosely dangling from her limp wrist. Oh, that just means she's not drunk. She is literally like asleep. I guess that means she fainted or something, you know? Because when you're drunk, you're still able to like walk a little bit, you know? Unless you're like blackout drunk, right? I've never been drunk before, so I don't know. That's just what I think. Okay, our street came up, but instead of turning down it, we decided to see what was going on. The guys explained that she was one of their girlfriends and had had too much to drink, so they were taking her home. We asked them a few more questions, what bar they were at, where she lived, if she was a student, etc. They gave pretty convincing answers, but all the same seemed really uncomfortable and wanted us to go away. During the conversation, the guy holding his girlfriend shifted her position to get a better grip, which caused her arm to dangle down and drop her clutch. Before they could move, my roommate grabbed the clutch and took out her ID. My roommate then asked if they knew her first and last name along with her birthday. This is where things changed. The other guy got really aggressive and confrontational while the other went silent. They didn't know her name or her birthday. I then put out my phone and called the police. The guy dropped her and they took off running. We waited with her for 10 minutes until the police and EMS got there. We gave a statement but did not have much to go on other than the descriptions. Police told us she was lucky we happened to be walking behind her. Pretty scary stuff. Holy! Thank gosh for the people who helped. Oh, else something bad would have happened to her, honestly. Oh my gosh. That is so crazy though, just to witness something like this happen in front of your eyes. And them just like lying about it and being so convincing and everything. I love how the roommate was so quick to think and just grab her ID, because then that's when you know if they're lying or not. This is scary, honestly. But I'm just so glad that these 2 people help. Now I'm just wondering, did they ever catch these dudes? The world is a scary place. When I left for my last vacation and had to leave my old cat behind, the way she looked at me and didn't want me to leave, I had a feeling she wouldn't be alive when I got back, and it turns out she died the day before we got back. Oh, that's so sad, because I'm sure The cat was like waiting, you know, waiting for the owner to get back, but I guess they just couldn't hold it anymore and they had to go. Honestly, I feel like animals do know when they're about to go. Oh, that is so sad. She just wanted to see her owner the last time. One more day. One more day. Now I'm sad. Now I'm gonna be sad in this entire video. Got off the subway at night. There was one other person about half a block behind me on my route home. This is a totally normal thing, has happened thousands of times. Totally normal looking dude, not even following me closely. I had a bad feeling. Such a bad feeling that when I turned the corner on my way home, I broke into a dead sprint and hid behind a dumpster in the shadows partway down the street. By the time he came around the corner, I was well hidden and could see him from my hiding place. As soon as I saw his reaction to the fact that I wasn't there, I knew I had been right to hide. He started looking for me, muttering to himself. He went up and down the street, looked around the corners. I hid and held my breath until he was gone. It was terrifying. I am so glad I had that sudden impulse to hide and listen to it. The guy was even looking for her. That is so scary. At night as well. Oh, the fact that he went up and down the street is so suspicious. It's just scary how in this world people can look totally nice and totally normal, like they can be the nicest person to be around, but there's just a bad feeling about them, you know. I pulled up to a stoplight and waited for the light. Car pulls up behind me. Down the street to my left comes a car speeding but not insane. Light turned green for me. Something about the car told me to stay put. Stayed put. Car behind me kept honking and honking and honking. Car to my left ran the red. Then I pulled out and made a left. Got to the next stop sign and heard incessant honking. Turned around and saw the car that was behind me in the next lane motioning to roll down my window. He said, "That car wouldn't have hit you. It would have T-boned me. You saved my life." Thank gosh they stopped. And that same car behind them was the one honking at them to go, but they listened to the gut feeling and they saved a life. It's just bad to be impatient when you're on the road because things can happen so quick. Playing basketball and came down really bad on my leg. Couldn't walk and had to be carried off. "Mum, something's wrong. Take me to the hospital." "No, you're fine. It just needs time." Fast forward a week and finally taken to the hospital. Broken tibia. "Mum, come on." I feel like sometimes parents are like this, you know. Sometimes they're just always like, "You're just overreacting, you'll be fine." But not. There was actually something wrong. My friend asked me for a ride home. I told him I wasn't going his way and he was like, "Okay, I'll catch a ride with those people." I wasn't a huge fan of the people he was going to go home with, so I said okay and gave him a ride. Turns out the kids who were going to take him home decided to speed down a windy wooded road near his house at 80 miles per hour. They hit something and flipped the car multiple times. They all lived, but barely. He saved his friend. He was like, "Oh, those people are suspicious. You know what? I'll just go out of my way and drive you home." That's nice. A storm was gathering as my dad was driving. I was 8, sitting in the back and looking out the window. I told him, "You better hurry. That construction crane looks like it might topple." Everybody laughs at the idiot kid. That evening, the whole family was watching the local news. They opened with that crane crashing down due to heavy wind. Although nobody had been hurt, I felt vindicated. That is scary. What if they were actually in that moment? Oh, now they know to listen seriously to someone's gut feeling. Because I feel like whenever someone has a gut feeling, there has to be something. There's something that is wrong, okay? Because it's not like they have that gut feeling every day, you know? Registered nurse here. They pretty much tell us straight off the bat in nursing school to trust our guts. We're allowed to call a rapid response team, people who come when something very bad is happening to a patient, if the patient just doesn't look right to us. I got my job right out of nursing school in a department that deals with mothers and babies right after delivery. I was 22 years old, had no children of my own, and my only experience with newborns was my last 6 months on the job. I had this patient and her baby who both seemed to be doing well. The baby's weight, vital signs, and intake and output were all normal, but I felt like something wasn't right. For one thing, I had never heard this baby cry. Anyone who has ever been anywhere around newborns know that they can pretty much cry at the drop of a hat for anything at any time. This baby didn't cry when I put her on the scale to weigh her. They usually cry, or when I pricked her heel for a blood sugar. I felt like a total idiot because I had almost no experience with newborns, but I decided to talk to someone anyway. I brought the baby to the nursery nurse, who has had 20 years experience in the department, and told her that I thought something was up. The baby looked fine. Her vitals, including her blood sugar, were perfectly normal. However, the baby was floppy. Not a technical term, but used to describe a baby when its arms and legs aren't curled up tightly next to the body like they're supposed to be. This baby's arms and legs were limp and stretched out. Oh yeah, I always see like when babies are like just born, they always curl up like this, you know, like their arms and legs are just like up. Oh, she had a poor grasp. She didn't tighten her fingers around our fingers like newborns are supposed to do. And when we could get her to cry, we barely could. Her cry was weak. The nursery nurse agreed that something was wrong and called the neonatologist, newborn baby doctor, who was on call that night. She spent around 20 minutes on the phone just trying to tell him that something wasn't right, even though everything was technically normal. Luckily, the neonatologist trusted her judgment and had us send the baby to the NICU. That baby ended up staying in NICU for about a month, being tube fed because she stopped eating well. They did genetic testing on her and discovered that she had been born with a pretty rare, only 30,000 cases diagnosed annually in the US, genetic disorder that usually isn't diagnosed until the baby is unable to sit up on their own at about 6 months of age. The disorder has no cure, but the doctors were able to start treatments on her in order to manage some of the symptoms almost immediately. Whoa. I felt like I just learned so much. Oh my goodness. Wow, thank gosh for them because the baby was diagnosed earlier. Oh my gosh, I feel like a different person reading this. Wow. Thank gosh for this nurse though, honestly. They trusted the gut feelings. Sometimes when things like this happen, you're just like, it should be fine, everything is fine, the test is fine, everything is normal, everything should be fine, but then you just have a gut feeling. Oh, well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are, and as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.